Hey, good morning. It has been a month since I published my book, and it has been available on Amazon. It is available in e-format or in paperback, and we've had a really good month. We've had over 100 people download the book or purchase the book. We've had people leave reviews, giving us star ratings, and something that'll blow your mind. Our book is being read somewhere in Australia. Someone from Australia has got our book and has been reading it, and we're waiting for their review. Hopefully that'll come soon. I wanted to thank everybody that has taken the time to download the book, to read the book, to give us reviews, to leave us comments. Thank you so much. This only goes as far as you guys help me take it, and you guys are really stepping up. Thank you so much. I wanted to give you some more insight in the book, in the characters, how I wrote the characters, the emotions behind the characters, and where the series is going. As important as the main character, Steph and Mason's relationship is, it's not the only part of the book that I wanted to focus on. I didn't want this book to just be another romance novel between a man and a woman. I wanted to show the relationship between all of the characters, especially the relationship developing between Mason and Steph's daughter, Lily. Because I think that's one of the unique things about this book is it's not just a man and a woman. This is showing the relationship growing between Mason and Lily, and that is a very important part of this whole series. Mason never had any children, and Lily brings out in Mason his softer side, the kindness, the compassion, parts of him that he never knew even existed. And so their relationship growing is very important. And so I want to read a section from my book to you, how I saw it and how I wrote it, so that you'll see the emotions in this book, in this section. This is a very emotional section, and I want you guys to really get into it, into the mindset of this, and understand how I wrote this and what I was thinking. Please forgive my reading. I'm not always the best reader, but we'll give it a try. The warm morning sun blazed through the kitchen window as Mason walked in to make coffee. Fuck, I hate mornings, he thought to himself. He pulled his hair back and went about his morning routine. Mason poured a cup of coffee and then went outside to sit on his porch. It was a beautiful morning to just sit and enjoy the peace and quiet. As Mason sat there staring off at nothing, a little voice caught his attention. "Hi," Lily said with excitement. Mason, not knowing what to think quite yet, replied in kind, "Well, hi." Mason watched while Lily came walking up the steps as if she owned the place. He smiled at her confidence and spunky swagger as she sat down in the chair next to him. Mason watched with the biggest smile on his face while she situated herself in the chair. She was holding a green shoebox, which she set aside while she tended the little yellow sundress she was wearing. Once everything was perfect, she picked up the shoebox and set it on her lap. "I'm Lily. I live next door to you, in that house there," she said, pointing to the house across the street. Mason smiled and looked over at her house and then back at Lily. "Oh, really?" he replied. "What's your name?" Lily asked, in such a way that Mason just had to chuckle a little bit. "Mason," he told her. "This is Jake," she said proudly, as she pointed to the box on her lap. "You have a shoebox named Jake?" asked Mason, knowing full well what she meant. "No, silly," Lily exclaimed, opening up the box and picking up a gecko. Lily held the gecko up so Mason could see it. "This is Jake," she said with excitement. Then she whispered, Don't tell my mom. She don't know about Jake. It's our little secret, Mason told her with a wink and a smile. Just then a black F-150 crew cab pulled up to Lily's house. A familiar face got out and went inside the house without even a knock on the door. Lily's whole demeanor changed. Mason's smile faded to concern. "What's wrong, sweetheart?" he asked in the softest voice. "That's Cole, my mom's boyfriend. He's not very nice," she said, with tears welling up in her eyes. Mason's heart broke as he looked over at the truck and then back at Lily. Mason and Lily both heard the screaming and yelling across the street. Lily got up and moved closer to Mason. The fear on her little face was almost more than he could take. Crash! Mason stood up. With every fiber in his being, he wanted to rush across the street. And then he noticed Lily hugging tight to his side. Mason knelt down and took her in his arms. She buried herself in his hug. "I've got you, little one. I promise," Mason whispered in her ear, consoling Lily as he intently watched her house. The yelling stopped and the sliding glass door slammed open. Cole came out heading towards his truck. Mason held his breath, desperately wanting Steph to come outside to see that she was okay. Cole sped off in his truck just as she stepped outside of the glass door. Mason, holding Lily, was standing on the edge of his porch when their eyes met. Steph was overcome with relief seeing Lily in Mason's arms. It was bad enough that this had happened to her, but it destroyed Steph that Lily had to see and hear all of it. Steph and Mason's eyes locked. He could tell she didn't want Lily to see her like this. He sat back down as Steph went back inside her house for a moment to collect herself. "It's all over. Your mom is okay," Mason assured Lily. She pulled her head back from Mason's chest in time to see her mom going inside the house. Steph waved at Lily, reassuring her that she was okay. Trying to distract Lily to give Steph a few moments, Mason asked, "Can I see Jake again?" In fact, Mason didn't want either Steph or Lily to see each other until they had a minute to breathe. Lily climbed off out of Mason's arms and took a moment to fix her beautiful yellow dress. She picked up the green shoebox and sat it on Mason's lap. Lily opened the lid and picked up Jake the gecko as her smile returned. Mason put out his hands as Lily gingerly put Jake in his palm. "Be gentle," she whispered to this mountain of a man. Mason knew by Lily's smile it wasn't a gecko that he held in his hands. It was this little girl's heart. From their first meeting, Mason knew that Lily was special, and not only did he feel the connection between himself and Steph, but now he felt the connection between himself and Lily. And in the book, their relationship grows with laughter and goofiness and silliness, and you see it blossom into more than just this little girl and this big old biker guy. It grows into a familial relationship, to one that Mason would lay down his life. He would do anything for not only Steph, but meeting her and seeing Lily and seeing what she's going through. Mason would do anything for her also. And so as the book series develops and goes on, you will see that Lily, out of all the characters, understands Mason and sees Mason for who he really is. She looks past the tattoos and and the long hair and being an ex-con and being a biker. She looks past that. She can look past the beast, and she can see the gentleness and the kindness behind all that. And she is the first one in Mason's entire life that sees the beast for who he really is. And this connection Mason has wanted his entire life. And so in the book, you will see this develop, and you will see the relationship between Mason and Lily and Mason and Steph. But as we go on, you'll see a whole lot more. And without giving you guys too much details to spoil the book for you, I just wanted to share that with you, because I think that's an important part, and that's an important distinction in my book series. My book series is about family. My book series is about love. It's about relationships. It's about the people that come into your life that become like family. They may not be blood, they may not be kin, but at the end of the day, they become family. They become the people that you would lay your life down for. And that's the important part of this book and the series going forward. Thank you so much for taking the time to download my book, read my book, leave reviews. Thank you for showing me so much love and support during this whole process. In the literary world, I'm really a nobody. And in fact, most of my life, I've been pretty much a nobody in the regular world too. But with your help, with your love, with your compassion, with you sharing this book, giving it as a gift, sharing it with friends, downloading it, purchasing it, and just giving us good reviews and kudos, this book can go forward and give us so much more. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Have a great day, and keep reading.